We make the trucks that make history. The easy road didn't get us here. We forged our own way, taking what works and making it work better, breaking through barriers, reinventing wheels, going above and thinking beyond. We are driven by the need to do things differently because those who drive our trucks drive the standard. This is the new standard. This is the all-new Mack Pioneer. From the very beginning, this truck was designed to challenge the status quo. A sculpted exterior combines inspired bold looks with a sleek aerodynamic profile. The thoughtfully designed driver environment raises the benchmark for comfort. A redesigned powertrain is miles ahead in fuel efficiency. Pioneer's integrated connectivity suite takes uptime to the next level. Drive productivity with included Mack Connect and the new MyMac app. Next-generation safety technologies protect the driver's every move. Drive the new standard of long haul. Drive Mack Pioneer.
Designing a truck from the ground up, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. From the cab to the front of the truck, the whole chassis itself was a ground-up design.
I still remember vividly the first meeting when we were with the design team. I ended up using a few emotive words, and I said bold, forward-looking, energetic.
Every surface, every interface from panel to panel was optimized for aero to make sure that the air flowed the way it needed to give us the aero targets. We overachieved on our aero targets. We went above and beyond. We've got that raked windscreen that is never been on a Mack truck before. We have a hood center line that is very fast and dynamic. So that's where we really start to see a new DNA for the Mack brand.
So you have clean body sides, you have clean chassis fairings. All that adds up to the overall aero impact. Getting the ingress-egress bars on the inside gets them out of the weather, the conditions, right? The ice and snow, and really cleans up and gives us the best aero number we can get.
When you see this truck going down the road, you don't want to mistake it for anything else, and it will not be mistaken for anything else.
The first thing that hit me was just quality, solid, quiet. The electronic steering drives really nice. Handled well, easy to steer, easy to brake. The engine brake works really well on the downhill.
It drives effortlessly for what it is. The pedals, the performance, the shifting was much quicker than previous trucks. Incredible performance. It drives like a pickup, but it's a massive truck.
I think they knocked it out of the park. I think it's a great looking truck. You know, we looked at the new sleeper out back and has all the amenities that a driver would want.
The interior feels more like a passenger vehicle now. The comforts, the safety, the technology. You know, seats to us are a big deal. A lot of our drivers drive between 60 and 100,000 miles a year. Feeling how easy the steering felt, and the seats were more than adequate.
The height was fantastic, so to be able to stand up, drivers have a lot more comfort in that regard. Whether they're doing paperwork or having dinner, that would be huge for them.
It's kind of like a small apartment, very comfortable. I'm a pretty big guy and very roomy in there, and I really liked it. Getting out of the truck, if you just release the seatbelt, it sets the parking brake. I think that's definitely a good feature. A lot of thought went into it, and I think it's going to be a very safe truck.
The digital mirrors. On a day like today where your mirrors are getting wet, the digital mirrors are perfectly clear.
The handholds are in great positions to help get you in and out of the truck safely. The telescoping wheel is phenomenal, quickly, easily adjusts.
Very happy with the redesign of the cab and the interior and the creature comforts. The new setup with the rear suspension I can definitely feel the difference. The M1 would absolutely fit nicely into my fleet.
We've been a Mack customer for a long time, and I think this is just the next evolution of us finding the right fit for our drivers, and I think they'll love it.
Really a big fan of the truck. We currently don't have any Macks in our fleet today, but I really like the regional one that they showed us, and I think that would be a little bit better fit for what we've got.
Our fleet is anywhere from 2014 to 2022, and seeing what they've changed doesn't feel like a refresh. It feels like a whole new truck to us.
The first thing that hit me was just quality, solid, quiet. Easy to steer, easy to brake, handled well.
The overall driving experience was really fresh. The transmission shifted really well. I didn't have any lag time.
Drives smoothly, shifts nice, has plenty of power.
It drives effortlessly for what it is. And the pedals, the performance, the shifting was much quicker than previous trucks. Incredible performance. Drives like a pickup, but it's a massive truck.
The 8-bag suspension is a big improvement. The ride is smooth as glass.
Ergonomically, it was super quiet, rode very well. Didn't have a lot of sway in the cab like you're kind of used to with some of them.
I felt very comfortable in that truck. I could drive it one finger if I wanted to.
The interior feels more like a passenger vehicle now. The comforts, the safety, the technology. Seats to us are a big deal. A lot of our drivers drive between 60 and 100,000 miles a year. Feeling how easy the steering felt, and the seats were more than adequate.
I loved it. I actually think the interior is one of the best parts of it. The new seats are very comfortable. The suspension, the ride is very comfortable. And the quiet cab. It seals a lot tighter, so there's a lot less air noise, a lot less resistance.
I felt like I was driving a Cadillac. Man, there's virtually no road noise or cab noise. I mean, you could hear somebody whispering in there.
The height was fantastic, so to be able to stand up, drivers have a lot more comfort in that regard. Whether they're doing paperwork or having dinner, that'd be huge for them.
It's kind of like a small apartment, very comfortable. I'm a pretty big guy and very roomy in there, and I really liked it.
The controls in it are very nice, very user-friendly. I think it's just well thought out, to be honest.
The digital mirrors. On a day like today where your mirrors are getting wet, the digital mirrors are perfectly clear.
They show so much more of what's around you. They also self-adjust, which is really neat. The mirror turns so you can see the trailer as you're turning.
It's just a slight movement of the head side to side, and you're getting full visibility on both sides of the truck.
The technology offering the ability to know where the rear of the trailer will be with the different guidelines gave me a perspective of where I was standing in traffic. Pretty amazing.
The hoods is almost as if it's not there, and you have wonderful view. The fog lights come on and advance the view area of the lighting. I can see that's going to be a great help, especially on the yard when they're making tight turns.
Command steer is another huge feature I think is going to help with a lot of fatigue with drivers.
And you still had plenty of feel for the road. When we drove on the rumble strip, it didn't move over and fight you.
There's something tough about a Mack. Even though it was kind of a cushy kind of experience when it comes to the comfort, it still has the Mack feel to it.
I think they knocked it out of the park. I think it's a great looking truck.
It's Mack pedigree. It's a tough looking truck.
Very fancy. They've gone up the next level. I'll be getting some of them.
The day cab tractor is going to be a direct fit for our use case. We're looking forward to it.
We've been a Mack customer for a long time, and I think this is just the next evolution of us finding the right fit for our drivers, and I think they'll love it.
Our fleet is anywhere from 2014 to 2022, and seeing what they've changed doesn't feel like a refresh. It feels like a whole new truck to us.
Finding extra space for precious cargo is always a problem. You're about to see the Mack Pioneer solve that problem. Because with new seats, improved mattresses, best-in-class environmental control, and an increased driving and living space, the Mack Pioneer is better equipped for its most precious cargo, the driver. One of the Mack Pioneer's new features is about to prevent a catastrophe. Will it be the proprietary collision mitigation system, the frontal or curtain airbags, or the new electronic braking system? No, it's the new massage chair with lumbar support. Because whether it's preventing a bad crash or a bad back, Everything in the Mac Pioneer is designed to look after its most important feature,